There has been a speculation online concerning the relationship between 50 Cent and P. Diddy. In this video we're gonna look at the ache vent made by 50 Cent. Let's jump into it. Curtis James Jackson III, born July 6, 1975, known professionally as 50 Cent, is an American rapper, actor, television producer, businessman, and record executive. Born in South Jamaica, a neighborhood of Queens, Jackson began pursuing a musical career in 1996. In 1999 to 2000, he recorded his debut album Power of the Dollar for Columbia Records. However, he was struck by 9 bullets during a shooting in May 2000, causing its release to be cancelled and Jackson to be dropped from the label. His 2002 mixtape, Guess Who's Back?, was discovered by Detroit rapper Eminem, who signed Jackson to his label Shady Records, an imprint of Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment and Interscope Records that same year. About his early life. Jackson was born in the borough of Queens, New York City, and raised in its South Jamaica neighborhood by his mother Sabrina. Sabrina, a drug dealer, raised Jackson until she died in a fire when Jackson was 8 years old. Jackson revealed in an interview that his mother was a lesbian. After his mother's death and his father's departure, Jackson was raised by his grandparents. He began boxing at about age 11, and when he was 14, a neighbor opened a boxing gym for local youth. When I wasn't killing time in school, I was sparring in the gym or selling crack on the strip, Jackson remembered. He sold crack during primary school. I was competitive in the ring, and hip-hop is competitive too. I think rappers condition themselves like boxers, so they all kind of feel like they're the champ. At age 12, Jackson began dealing narcotics when his grandparents thought he was in after-school programs, and brought guns and drug money to school. In the 10th grade, he was caught by metal detectors at Andrew Jackson High School. I was embarrassed that I got arrested like that. After I got arrested, I stopped hiding it. I was telling my grandmother, openly, I sell drugs. On June 29, 1994, Jackson was arrested for selling 4 vials of cocaine to an undercover police officer. He was arrested again 3 weeks later, when police searched his home and found heroin, 10 ounces of crack cocaine, and a starting pistol. Although Jackson was sentenced to 3 to 9 years in prison, he served 6 months in a boot camp and earned his GED. He has said that he did not use cocaine himself. Jackson adopted the nickname 50 Cent as a metaphor for change. The name was inspired by Kelvin Martin, a 1980s Brooklyn robber known as 50 Cent. Jackson chose it because it says everything I wanted to say. I'm the same kind of person 50 Cent was. I provide for myself by any means. About his career. Between 1996 to 2002, he rose to fame, shooting, and early mixtapes. Jackson began rapping in a friend's basement, where he used turntables to record over instrumentals. In 1996, a friend introduced him to Jam Master Jay of Run DMC, who was establishing Jam Master Jay Records. Jay taught him how to count bars, write choruses, structure songs, and make records. Jackson's first appearance was on React with Onyx, for their 1998 album Shut 'Em Down. He credited Jam Master Jay for improving his ability to write hooks, and Jay produced Jackson's first, unreleased, album. In 1999, after Jackson left Jam Master Jay, the platinum-selling producers Trackmasters signed him to Columbia Records. They sent him to an upstate New York studio, where he produced 36 songs in 2 weeks. 18 were included on his 2000 album, Power of the Dollar. Jackson founded Hollow Point Entertainment with former G-Unit member Bang M. Smith. Jackson's popularity began to grow after the successful, controversial underground single, How to Rob, which he wrote in a half-hour car ride to a studio. The track comically describes how he would rob famous artists. Jackson explained the song's rationale. There's 100 artists on that label, you gotta separate yourself from that group and make yourself relevant. Rappers Jay-Z, Corrupt, Sticky Fingers, Big Pun, DMX, Wyclef Jean, and the Wu-Tang Clan responded to the track, and Nas invited Jackson to join him on his Nostradamus tour. Although How to Rob was intended to be released with Thug Love, with Destiny's Child. 2 days before he was scheduled to film the Thug Love music video, Jackson was shot and hospitalized. Between 2002 to 2007, the mainstream breakthrough, Get Rich or Die Tryin', and The Massacre. One of the things that excited me about Tupac was even if he was rhyming the simplest words in the world, you felt like he meant it and it came from his heart. That's the thing with 50. That same aura. That's been missing since we lost Pac and Biggie. The authenticity, the realness behind it. Eminem about signing 50 Cent. In 2002, Eminem heard Jackson's Guess Who's Back? Album, received from Jackson's attorney, who was working with Eminem's manager, Paul Rosenberg. Impressed, Eminem invited Jackson to fly to Los Angeles and introduced him to Dr. Dre. After signing a $1 million record deal, Jackson released No Mercy, No Fear. The mixtape featured one new track, Wanksta, which appeared on Eminem's 8 Mile soundtrack. Jackson was also signed by Violator Management and Shaw Money XL's Money Management Group. 50 Cent released his debut album, Get Rich or Die Tryin', described by AllMusic as probably the most hyped debut album by a rap artist in about a decade. In February 2003, Rolling Stone noted its dark synth grooves, buzzy keyboards and a persistently funky bounce, with Jackson complementing the production in an unflappable, laid-back flow. It debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, selling 872,000 copies in its first 4 days. The lead single, Into Club, noted by the source for its blaring horns, funky organs, guitar riffs and sparse hand claps, set a Billboard record as the most listened-to song in radio history within a week. 50 Cent in 2006. Interscope began funding and distributing for Jackson's label, G-Unit Records, in 2003. He signed Lloyd Banks, Tony Yayo and Young Buck as members of G-Unit, and the game was later signed in a joint venture with Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment. G-Unit Records replaced Jackson's previous imprint, Rotten Apple Entertainment. 50 Cent executive produced Lloyd Banks's June 2004 debut studio album, The Hunger for More, which achieved platinum status in America. 50 Cent also contributed vocals to Lloyd Banks's hit single, On Fire. In March 2005, 50 Cent's second commercial album, The Massacre, sold 1.14 million copies in its first 4 days, the highest in an abbreviated sales cycle, and was number 1 on the Billboard 200 for 6 weeks. He was the first solo artist with 3 singles in the Billboard Top 5 in the same week with Candy Shop, Disco Inferno, and How We Do. According to Rolling Stone, 50's secret weapon is his singing voice, the deceptively amateur-sounding tenor croon that he deploys on almost every chorus. 50 Cent's video game, 50 Cent, Bulletproof, was released in November 2005. 50 Cent portrays himself and provides his likeness and voice in the video game, with the video game also featuring music from his first 2 studio albums. Between 2007 to 2010, Curtis, Sales Battle with Kanye West, and Before I Self-Destruct. In September 2007, 50 Cent released his 3rd album, Curtis, which was inspired by his life before Get Rich or Die Tryin'. It debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200, selling 691,000 copies during its first week. It sold behind Kanye West's Graduation, released the same day. The outcome of this highly publicized sales battle between Jackson and West has been accredited to the commercial decline of the gangsta rap and bling-era style that previously dominated mainstream hip-hop. Between 2010 to 2015, his new musical directions, new business ventures, and Animal Ambition. In a ContactMusic.com interview, Jackson said he was working on a Eurodance album, Black Magic, inspired by European nightclubs. First they played hip-hop, which suddenly changed to up-tempo songs, known as Eurodance. He later said he had changed his next album to The Return of the Heartless Monster after writing different material when he returned home from the Invitation Tour in 2010, shelving Black Magic. On September 3rd, Jackson supported Eminem on his and Jay-Z's The Home and Home tour, performing Crack a Bottle with Eminem and Dr. Dre amid rumors of tension between Jackson and Dre. Between 2015 to 2021, Street King Immortal, Bankruptcy, and Departure from Interscope. 50 Cent in 2017. On May 14, 2015, Jackson revealed in an interview that the first single from Street King Immortal would be previewed Memorial Day weekend and would likely be released in June. Jackson released Get Low on May 20, 2015, as the intended first single from his 6th studio album, Street King Immortal. The song, produced by Remo the Hitmaker, features vocals from fellow American rappers 2 Chainz and T.I., as well as American singer Jeremiah. He announced Bankruptcy on July 13, 2015. On March 31, 2017, Interscope Records released 50 Cent's final album for the label, a greatest hits album titled Best Of. In 2020, Jackson led the executive producer duties for late rapper Pop Smoke's debut album, Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon, having been one of Pop Smoke's biggest inspirations. The album was released on July 3, 2020. Jackson curated the album, desiring to finish it after Pop had died. He contacted many of the artists involved, and also features on one of the album tracks, The Woo. The Woo also features vocals from fellow American rapper Roddy Ricch. 2021, present. Focusing on acting and media production. Super Bowl 56 halftime show performance. In May 2021, Curtis Jackson moved to Houston. This was thought to be for lower taxes, no income tax, and for the rapper scene, as well as other ventures such as writing new screenplays. Also, Jackson, Horizon United Group, and Houston Independent School District began a partnership on a project that would help high school students learn the business skills that define successful entrepreneurship. While living in Houston, Curtis Jackson was in the process of writing screenplays for new crime shows. About his legal issues. On June 29, 1994, Jackson was arrested for selling 4 vials of cocaine to an undercover police officer. He was arrested again 3 weeks later, when police searched his home and found heroin, 10 ounces of crack cocaine, and a starter's pistol. Although Jackson was sentenced to 3 to 9 years in prison, he served 6 months in a boot camp, where he earned his high school equivalency diploma. According to him, he did not use cocaine. 17, 24, 247. Jackson and 4 members of his entourage were arrested shortly before 2 a.m. on December 31, 2002, when police found a .25 caliber handgun and a .45 caliber pistol in a parked car, which they searched due to its tinted windows, outside a Manhattan nightclub. The rapper was charged with 2 counts of criminal possession of a weapon. Jackson was sentenced to 2 years probation on July 22, 2005, for a May 2004 incident, when he was charged with 3 counts of assault and battery after jumping into an audience when he was hit by a water bottle. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next video.